The president has repeatedly lashed out at Boasberg and other judges whose rulings he does not like.
Scott MacFarlane spoke to a federal judge who fears the rhetoric could lead to violence.
Photos of Judge Esther Salas's son Danny fill her office at the federal courthouse in Newark. And if Salas's name is familiar to you, it's because of what happened to Danny.
My son isn't here anymore. I don't have my son.
In 2020, a disgruntled, self-described anti-feminist attorney targeted Judge Salas, showed up at her house, and shot and killed Danny.
I don't have Daniel anymore, and we can't turn back what's already happened. But we can try to avoid there being other tragedies.
Salas is now warning the recent wave of angry rhetoric targeting judges is reaching dangerous levels.
Criticism that's informed is one thing. Criticism that's misinformed, that mischaracterizes our rulings, accuses judges of being partisan with no bases, that's where I think we've now stepped way too far. And that is a form of intimidation.
I think a judge could be intimidated by that type of rhetoric.
Absolutely.
The critical comments have come from some of the country's most powerful people. A CBS News review found Elon Musk has called for judges' impeachments and removal more than a dozen times. And President Trump has made at least 30 posts commenting on or critical of judges' decisions, including migrant deportations. To help protect judges, Salas helped pass a federal law to block the listing of judges' home addresses. And she's now lobbying state legislators to do the same. Did you ever think, after Danny was killed, I wish I hadn't signed up for this?
I have to live with the fact that my job cost me the life of my only child. But here's what I'll tell you. My son was a proud American.
Oh man, Scott, you can feel her pain. What is being done to protect these judges?
Yeah, the Marshal Service says it has more protective details for judges than it had in decades. Meanwhile, the court system says the number of hostile threat investigations up by orders of magnitude from where it was about 10 years ago.
How broad are these calls for impeachment?
They're political right now. They are Republican allies of Donald Trump. Some members of the Congress have actually proposed legislation to impeach Judge Boasberg. At this point, though, those are just political points. There's no votes for that to happen.
Scott MacFarlane for us in New York, which is very nice. Normally we see you down at the Justice Department, Scott. Thank you.
Now to our weather, and this is the first full week of spring. It's bringing record